Welcome to Agenda Edina, a program summarizing the actions taken in City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. Get ready to slow down in Edina. The city is working to reduce speed limits. Since August 2019, Minnesota cities have had the authority to set speed limits on streets they control. The current speed limit on most Edina streets is 30 miles per hour.
The benefit to pedestrians and cyclists is that vehicles will be traveling at slower speeds. The typical way that we've set speed limits, or that the industry has set speed limits, only looks at motor vehicle traffic. Doesn't take any consideration to how many pedestrians or cyclists are on the road, or what kind of pedestrian and bike facilities are there. So setting speed limits in a different manner, like what we're proposing, really provides them some additional safety and some additional consideration. The benefit to motorists is that slower speeds have consistently been shown to significantly reduce both the likelihood and the severity of motor vehicle crashes.
The city's engineering department began public engagement on the topic in October 2020. Staff recommends speed limits of 25 miles per hour on most local streets and 30 miles per hour on 4-lane and other major streets with high volumes of non-local traffic. The speed limits of 20 miles per hour on major streets within school zones, 15 miles per hour on minor streets within school zones, and 10 miles per hour on alleys will not change. Speed limits on streets owned by other jurisdictions will also remain as they are, unless changed by those agencies. At a meeting, the City Council received the public engagement report and authorized staff to develop an implementation plan to reduce local speed limits. This month, the city will more formally acknowledge Women's History Month, International Women's Day, and Passover. The city honors federal and state holidays. Since 2012, the city has also had a public meetings and religious observances policy. On the days of religious observances listed in that policy, no public meetings are held. In an effort to be more inclusive and welcoming in its communications, the city has developed a more comprehensive list of days of significance to residents, business people, and visitors. So in addition to Passover, March 27th and 28th, the city will acknowledge Women's History Month and International Women's Day on March 8th on social media and in other communications.
It's important because it recognizes and appreciates and celebrates a good majority of the people who may call Edina home. Adding new dates of significance to the city calendar, make sure that people who live, work, learn, visit Edina not only feel seen and heard, but also appreciated and celebrated.
The list of days and the way they are acknowledged will be reviewed by the city annually. The City Council has approved taking a new step toward addressing the challenge of climate change in Edina. The city has hired a local firm to lead the development of a climate action plan. Edina TV tells us more about work to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
In 2007, the city made a serious commitment to reduce its impact on climate change. The work to reduce greenhouse gas emissions continues today, with the help of Sustainability Coordinator Grace Hancock.
And the first milestone was to reduce our emissions by 15% by 2015. And Edina is, they missed that mark, and the state of Minnesota missed that mark as well.
Hancock says 14 years later, the city is almost there and leading by example after purchasing electric vehicles and making other energy-saving decisions.
For every vehicle that we're purchasing, we're cutting down on our fuel cost. We're cutting down on our maintenance cost.
The next goal is a 30% reduction in 5 years. A climate action plan will help the city get there.
A climate action plan really tells a community where are we today and where can we go in the future. So part of the climate action plan is grounding our understanding of what is the science in Edina, what kind of emissions from greenhouse gases are occurring here, and what are the associated risks of that.
Local consulting firm Pale Blue Dot will work to collect that data and deliver a report by the end of the year. But the science is just one piece of the puzzle. A key component of the climate action plan is to include residents in the conversation. to understand what they want.
We'll be out in the community as much as we can. There will, of course, be virtual opportunities for residents to plug in and share their opinions on key questions and opportunities to participate.
The city's younger residents will play an important role.
We're going to have a significant youth component. We want to make sure that our youth are involved, that they are a part of that conversation, leading the way.
The project kicks off in March to understand how we're impacting the planet today and how we can reach a 30% reduction in emissions by the year 2025.
And I'm optimistic we can do it, especially when we have a roadmap like the Climate Action Plan to help guide our steps.
I'm Dan Carpenter for Edina TV.
Contracting with a local firm also has the positive impact of preventing additional greenhouse gas emissions that would occur by asking an out-of-state firm to travel to Edina. The city of Edina continues to closely follow the spread of the novel coronavirus and is keeping those who live and work here up to date about COVID-19. Please visit edinamn.gov/coronavirus for the latest updates or sign up to receive City Extra emails or text messages. The city also has a new COVID-19 vaccine hotline for you to listen to the latest about vaccination efforts in Edina. Call 952-903-5777 to hear the latest pre-recorded message. Thank you for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.